Ranking every Daft Punk album. So I wanted to try making ranking videos since I love seeing people ranking albums from their favorite artists. So I decided to start with a small one. That being Daft Punk. I mean, they only have 4 studio albums, those being Homework in 1997, Discovery in 2001, Human After All in 2005, and Random Access Memories in 2013. And today I will be ranking all 4 of them. Also, I know they did the Tron Legacy soundtrack in 2 live albums, those being Alive 1997 and Alive 2007. But I didn't want to include soundtracks or live albums since, I mean, 1, the Tron Legacy soundtrack is super long, and 2, the live albums are just remixes of previous songs. So even though I love Alive 2007, none of the 3 will be included. Also, I know that Discovery is technically a soundtrack, but shut up, okay? Got it? Okay, let's begin. Number 4, Human After All. Okay, so this is essentially everyone's least favorite album, so it's kind of obvious it would have last place, but let me explain why it's not everyone's favorite. Also, let me just say real quick that just because it's the worst album doesn't mean it's bad, especially since there's only 4 albums. Okay, so there's a lot that I like about this album. It only has 9 songs, but I like most of them. Human After All, The Prime Time of Your Life, Robot Rock, Make Love, Television Rules the Nation, and Technologic are pretty good songs. But then there's songs like Steam Machine, The Brainwasher, and Emotion that feel super long and boring even though they're only 4 to 6 minutes long. Also, this album only has 10 songs, yet it wastes one of the slots on a 20-second long interlude, which I guess is like an intro to Television Rules the Nation. It's the shortest album by 15 whole minutes, which kind of shows since once it ended, I literally said out loud, oh, that was it? It really feels like an EP they would make instead of an entire album. But I do know that this album was made in a very short period of time, and I can kind of understand why it feels so delayed then. I also usually only come back to the first 3 songs. But all in all, I don't hate this album, but most people can agree this is the worst of the 4 albums. 7 out of 10 though. Number 3, Homework. Okay, so I'm kinda mixed on this album, and I feel like it's a little when it comes to song memorability. Of course they're all mixed and made with a lot of care, skill, and quality, but I find myself not really ever coming back to this album. Unless it's Around the World. It's because, I can listen to the song for an hour straight. I mean, that song has been in my top 10 favorite Daft Punk songs for a really long time. It's also in my most played songs of the month on Spotify. I think it's number 1. But anyways, most of the songs are kind of forgettable, but not really bad, you know. Songs like Daft Indirect, Revolution 909, Phoenix, Teachers, High Fidelity, and Indo Silver Club are all songs I've essentially forgotten. I cannot tell you what these songs sound like. But I do remember that I like them, and also that Teacher says Dr. Dre is in the house, yeah. But then there's some good songs, really good songs like Defunk, Fresh, Around the World, Rollin' and Scratchin', Rock and Roll, Oh Yeah, and Alive. They're some of my favorite Daft Punk songs, ever. It's an amazing album, but I never really come back to it unless it's for those couple of songs. 8.5 to a 9 out of 10, I can't really decide. Number 2, Random Access Memories. Okay, can I say real quick that I love their album names? We got Homework because it was work they made from their homes, Discovery because Veritas Quo means very disco, and if you swap the words you get Disco Very Discovery, Random Access Memories being an acronym for RAM because they're computers, and Human After All. Okay, Human After All is the unwanted child of Daft Punk albums. Anyways, I love Random Access Memories. Spoilers, it's a 10 out of 10 for me, but there are skips. The Game of Love is Touch is weird and separates the 2 Pharrell tracks from being put together, which I feel would have been really cool, but I like the choir near the end. Motherboard it's like a Human After All track in disguise. And Contact is cool, but it's pretty forgettable for being the ending track and runs about a minute too long for me. I love every other track, though. Doing It Right's probably my favorite Daft Punk song, and has been since I first heard it. And Giorgio by Marauder, Lose Yourself to Dance, and Get Lucky, oh, and Fragments of Time are especially amazing songs I could listen to all day. This is a great final album, no wonder it beat Good Kid, Mad City, and Red for Album of the Year. Yeah, I'm kinda salty about that, but anyways, Fire Album 10 out of 10. Number 1, you were paying attention, you know it's Discovery. Yeah, almost everyone knew that this would be number 1. Everyone agrees it's their best album, and it's also everyone's favorite album that's titled Discovery, unless you're weird and you prefer the Electric Light Orchestra album. It's one of my favorite albums ever, and it has no skips for me. One More Time is an amazing intro that was ruined by Trolls World Tour. Aerodynamics is really great. Digital Love sounds like a hit song. I'm surprised it wasn't a single. Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger is Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. Crescendos is probably the most underrated track for me. It's like a top 10 favorite song by Daft Punk for me. Night Visions is calming, but it's way too short. Something About Us is like amazing. Like, no wonder it's one of Frank Ocean's favorite songs ever. Voyager is cool. Virtus Quo is cool, but it runs a tiny bit too long for me. Short Circuit is cool. Face to Face took me a couple listens to appreciate, and it's definitely a top 10 song for me from Daft Punk. Take a shot every time I say that about a song. And Too Long is an amazing outro that feels like 5 seconds even though it's 10 minutes long. Also one of my favorites. I love this album. I wish I had a CD of it. I mean, I have a CD of Random Access Memories, so maybe I'll get it one day. It's a near perfect album and is a 10, maybe even 11 out of 10. Hey, thanks for watching me rant about Daft Punk. I love these two goofballs, Anthony and Pharrell Williams, so much. I will never stop being sad that I never got to see them live. But I would love to make more of these ranking videos. I might even continue the Life of Pablo project, but come on, we both know that's never happening. Thanks for watching. My name is Giovanni Giorgio, but everyone calls me Giorgio, and this is Sick Beat saying, I've got some music to listen to. Bye.